We may be effed. I may have just got her killed. Without thinking, I scrambled towards the door. Oh my gosh, look at this room. I struggle to open it, but it won't budge.
Stay away! Go away! Please, Lord, make it go away!
Probably should have just prayed. I'm sorry. Why now? Why won't it open now? My heart sinks as reality dawns in. I'm locked in. We are screwed. Locked in with that thing.
Let me out! Let me out! Lord, please, let me out!
We are effed. What's wrong with her foot? It's slowly approaching me as I rinse the doorknob violently back and forth. Ah! Oh shit! Oh shit! Ah! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oops. There we go. Okay. Yes. I didn't think we were gonna make it. I'll be honest. It moved a lot faster than I thought it would. The door finally swings open, and I couldn't have been happier. Wasting no time, I leap out the door and don't look back. There you go. My feet pound against the floor in rhythm with the loud, fast beating of my heart. By the time I run past the hallway and find myself atop the grand staircase, my chest feels so tight like it's going to burst. But that's nothing compared to the feeling of hope the sight of the exit gives me. Racing down the stairs, a breathy laugh escapes me and my shoe slips and I find myself falling. Why the fuck? Until my back hits the ground and pain racks my body. Great. Great. We did all that just to die. My head grows fuzzy and my vision dims as I fight to stay conscious.
No.
Bye, Isabella.
Go
Go to sleep?
away.
Hope Rose comes to save us. Journal updated. The last thing I see are those feet before all I know is darkness. Did we die? Did I choose wrong? Should I have just closed my eyes and prayed? She probably would have snapped our necks if we closed our eyes, right? She's like, oh, you want to look at me? You ain't got enough respect to look me in my eyes, OG? Okay, cool. Snap! A buzz breaks the silence. I start to rouse, pulled into consciousness against my own will. I've never felt this tired before. I just want to sleep, but the insistent buzzing, poking, and prodding isn't letting me. My old mattress may not be the comfiest of places, but that doesn't make me any more eager to wake up.
5 more minutes, Becca.
I swat away at what is nudging persistently at my side. Can't I just get a few extra minutes of sleep today? I promise I'll work hard once I'm up. Man, there's nothing like waking up in the middle of a sleep when you're just not ready. It is the hardest thing to get out of. It's one of the worst feelings in the world to me. A hand lightly taps my cheek. And something cold is suddenly being pressed at the back of my head. The icy sensation slowly spreads throughout the area, giving me an uncomfortable feeling. Does anybody say gosh out loud? Do you say gosh out loud when something goes wrong? Gosh. Oh no, look out for that train. Gosh, it almost hit you. It doesn't feel right. Oh, we're back in the mansion. The fog immediately lifts from my mind the moment I recognize the voice and my eyes snap open. There, looking down at me, is Rose. Where the hell were you at? Another woman loiters beside her, but my attention is too focused on my co-agent to even ask why there's someone else with her. Rose's posture just screams worry, although she's keeping a straight face, or trying, at least. I can't help but feel bad for making her fret. She's got a lot of explaining to do. We don't need to be worried about her. We need to be worried about ourselves, because we've been cursed. A wave of dizziness washes over me as soon as I try to get up, forcing me to lie back down again. Luckily, the feeling subsides after a few seconds, until only a mild throbbing somewhere at the back of my head remains. With a little assistance from Rose, I push myself upright. She hands me an ice pack and gestures for me to press it where I suspect a small bump has already formed, if the light ache in the area indicates anything.
Alright, Isabella, where are we?
In the house. What are you talking about?
The Ermengarde mansion. Why? Ow, my head.
Oh, she's just making sure that he doesn't have like a concussion or something?
And the date today?
Ooh, I did not pay attention to that.
October 21st?
I'll remember that.
Last one. Can you count to 15 in reverse order?
13, 11, 9, 7, 4, 1?
15, 14, 13, 12, no.
We need to go
That's
to the
wrong.
hospital.
Why are we doing this?
She's just checked if your injury is in any way serious.
Who are you? Why don't you have a name? This time, I curiously regard the woman standing beside Rose. I've always wondered how people manage to keep the coats on them without putting their arms through it. Have you ever tried to put a jacket over your shoulders and just hold it there? I mean, I haven't, but if you have, it's hard to keep it sitting there and walk and move and not have it just slide down your back. Kind of like T.I. the way he wore his hat, putting it on there sideways, capped up, you know? It's difficult to do. It's impossible to overlook her, what with the way she towers over us. Also, I want to see what this new stuff is down here. It's been new for a long time. I thought it was going to give us a chance to, like, you know, tell us, like, hey, check this out, but it never did. So let's check it out ourselves. Undiscovered journal entry, timeline. Okay. Wait, what the hell? This is basically what happened, so we don't need to read this again. Oh, it's a movie premiere. That's what we were going to meet everybody. Reminding her of Zachary Still's movie premiere that night. Okay. So maybe this is like if you log out of the game, it gives you a hint as to what happened previously, so you don't have to like you spent a long time away from the game, you forgot what happened. You look at this and it'll kind of remind you. She's 26 years old. That's cool. She's 5'2". She is short as hell. Oh, she's Filipino. I didn't see that coming. Okay, cool. Roman Catholic, fine arts undergraduate, like cinnamon rolls, dogs, food, police procedural dramas, whatever that is, telesurces, comedies, and karaoke. She is the third child among 7, daughter of a laundry woman and a jeepney driver. She went to a public school and was an average student, but took to art easily. She eventually pursued a degree in fine arts, as encouraged by her father. However, when the man was diagnosed with a terminal illness, she had to stop studying to make money. It was Isabella's aunt who helped her get work overseas in order to earn more money than any local job could get her. Rose Cooper became her mentor as soon as she started as an agent at BRC. It's been 5 years since she met her neighbor Rebecca. She met Ashton during an unfortunate incident involving her first sale at Delvin Court, and later Zachary through him. I'm assuming that's where they found the body at. Hannah, we don't know. Zachary, we don't know. Marianne, we don't know. Rebecca, we don't know. Ashton, Luke, we don't know. Okay, we don't know anybody. We have no friends. Relationship status with Hannah is pretty good. Zachary's pretty good. Marianne, I just learned your name, and I didn't even have to hear you say it. Cool. Rebecca, new. It went up. That's awesome. Ashton is whatever. Luke is who the hell is Luke? Okay, cool. And here I thought Rose is already tall. Who is she anyway? One of the remaining cleaning crews? But with how primly dressed she is, I don't think anyone would want to clean in a suit. An expensive suit at that. The gloves alone must have already cost a fortune. Who spends a fortune on gloves? That's how you go broke. Her eyes slowly shift between me and Rose, considering us with an almost unreadable expression, before finally fixing a sharp gaze on me. I can't help but fold my arms protectively over myself as she does so. She may be far from a cleaning crew, but she certainly looks like our supervisor during evaluation.
Just do it, please.
I eye them both warily, but recite everything she has asked. Rose releases a breath of relief once I'm done.
You scared me for a moment there. I was about to call for an ambulance.
At what point? When I was lying unconscious at the bottom of the stairs?
All right?
Exasperation soon replaces the dull ache. The memory's a little fuzzy, but the attic and...
There was someone, Rose. In the attic.
No, not someone. Something for sure. She was dead.
You mean a client? Oh, that's unlikely. It's probably just one of the cleaning crews. The boss sent a few of them back this morning for some last minute...
No, not any of those. I'm not actually sure. Wait, didn't I call you? You said you were in the attic when you answered. That's why I went there in the first place.
Both Rose and the lady look at me like I've just grown another head. Did I say something weird? Rose quickly casts an apologetic smile at the woman before the awkward silence stretches on further. That's a weird smile, Rose. It's her saleswoman smile, the same one she taught me back when I was still her trainee. Oh, this is a client. I should show this to troublesome clients, or just to avoid trouble in general, she advised. It's also the same one she gives me when I've done something particularly absurd that may cause us to lose a potential sale. Her eyes are serious when she turns back to me. She takes both of my shoulders, gently squeezes it, and with as much patience as she can muster...
As much as I'd love to have gotten at least a heads up of your arrival, I didn't really get a call from you.
Yes, you did.
You know, signal here is absolutely horrendous. I was in the garden earlier and couldn't even make a single call.
Did you go to the attic and see the dead person?
Isabella, I'm going to ask again. Are you really all right? What happened?
I don't know. It's all a bit blurry.
Not for me, I remember.
I remember I was looking for you, but you weren't in the attic. And there's... whoever it is. Then I must have tripped on a rug or something on the way down.
Hmm.
Oh, Oh no. Do you think someone came in while you were out? You left the main door open. We are so going to get into big trouble if something gets stolen, Rose.
Perhaps it is a concussion.
Perhaps.
Are you sure you feel fine? We could still call for an ambulance. I could cover for you.
No,
It'd be expensive.
I'm fine. I'm okay, Rose. I can work.
Wait. Hold your horses, Rose. I can't just miss an important sale because of a minor bump in the head. An extremely minor bump. I've had worse when I was a kid. This is nothing.
Besides, if I leave, you'll have to shoulder everything in the open house, alone. And in a mansion this big?
And with a profit this large? Well, there's also the part where I may lose that bonus BRC promise, but that's completely beside the point. Rose gives me a skeptical look when I return the cold compress to her and push myself off the floor. I have to use the staircase's railing to steady myself, but otherwise, I feel fine.
See? I'm A-okay.
The two of them exchange a worried glance, and Rose assumes a contemplative look. I bite my lower lip in anticipation. If she says no...
You in.
Thank you. A smile threatens to slip out from me.
If I see that you aren't feeling well, I'm taking you personally to the nearest clinic to have you checked. Clear?
That's fine. That means we both lose out on the sale, and we'll come back together next time.
Clear as day, ma'am. Thanks, Rose.
You insisted. But remember what I said. First sign of you looking not okay, and we're off. No questions asked.
It's
Scout's
just
honor.
a small bump. Don't worry.
You shouldn't downplay these kinds of things. It could be a serious injury for all we know.
Suddenly, a small cough sounds against the walls of the foyer, interrupting our banner. The woman is looking expectantly at the two of us, her stare making me shrink back a little on myself. She isn't really intimidating. Well, she is. But not in the scary, negative way. Far from it, actually. Her demeanor simply commands an air of sophistication and respect. In a different world, a younger me would have probably wished to be like her. At our lack of response, she coughs again, lifting a well-trimmed eyebrow at me in question. Words get caught in my throat at the sight of it, and Rose, as usual, is swift to catch my blunders.
My sincerest apologies, Mrs.
Coffee.
Miss McCulloch. Marianne McCulloch.
Whoa, I guess she's Irish. Marianne McCulloch. Trelly Rose Designs, interior designer. She hands Rose her business card. The words interior designer catch my eyes before my partner flips it over. Oh, probably someone interested in the mansion for its 17th century influences then. I won't hold it against her though. Yeah, because 17th century was such a great year. Who wouldn't want to live in the 17th century? Right? Despite the hearsays and remaining uninhabited for years, the mansion's original fittings and furniture have been kept completely intact and restored to pristine condition. I suppose some people find that trip to the past feeling appealing. After all, with what it offers, this place could also be a haven for people looking to live somewhere with a classic historical charm, plague field almost.
Miss McCullough, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We're just ironing out a few things, but we'll be starting the tour soon enough.
Ooh.
In the meantime, we've prepared some refreshments for you in the parlor while you're waiting. If you could please.
Thanks. There's no need for it though. I just dropped by for a quick survey of the place. I thought I should check the estate before I meet with the homeowners.
Or she meets with the homeowners. Okay. Rose's confusion is impossible to miss when she glances at me, and I return it with an equally perplexed look. Yeah, why are you talking to the homeowner? You should be talking to us. We talk to the homeowners. That's how this works. And against my better judgment, I blurt out the first question that comes to mind.
I'm sorry. Homeowners?
I should have kept my mouth shut. A flash of irritation crosses her face, but it instantly disappears under a mask of professional detachment.
Yes, Hannah, right?
Hey, that's my last
She
name.
hired me to handle the interior design for their new home.
Oh, you're not a
This
client.
is the Ermengarde mansion, right?
Ermengarde.
It is, but
She pauses, possibly trying to find the right words to fix the awkward situation without offending someone. Suddenly, Rose nudges me with her elbow. Oh, it's my time to step up, my time to shine. Well, here's the thing. What's the question? This is the Ermengarde mansion. I don't know. We'll check with our... Those few moments have given me enough time to clear my head of any nervousness or confusion clouding it.
It is, ma'am, but we weren't aware the mansion has already been sold.
What do you mean?
Oh, so that's the issue. Okay. I almost flinch when she turns her gaze on me, but I stand my ground. Besides, it isn't like I haven't dealt with awkward situations like this before, like waking up unconscious on a floor mat after complaining about a ghost attacking me. I may screw up at times, but that doesn't mean I haven't learned a thing or two in the 5 years I've worked in the business.
The mansion is indeed for sale, ma'am. Today's the open house, in fact. However, we haven't heard anything from the higher-ups that a deal has already been closed for this particular property. If you'd like, my co-agent and me can check with them right now.
She nods, seemingly in deep thought after I finished. She appears to be a reasonable person, anyway. Given the proper explanation, she'd surely understand.
I thought something looked odd. Excuse me, I need to call my secretary.
Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos.
You're welcome. With a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us. That seems to be the end of it. Both Rose and I breathe a sigh of relief. Disaster averted. I also don't miss the thumbs up she gives me for doing a good job, and I can't help but swell with pride. Aw, you think we're swell. Still, I've already prepared myself to dial the number to our Luxburn office and check even if she didn't ask for it. I will be very frustrated if, for some reason, something has already been decided without my or Rose's knowledge. That's business. That's a whole new level of unfair. We've been working hard on this. Moments later, Miss McCullough returns, looking a little frustrated, but with an apology clear in her face. I feel a little sorry for her having to go through all this trouble.
There seems to have been a little misunderstanding with my client. If you'll allow it, I'd like to stay and wait for them here. I was informed they'll be dropping by for the open house today. I figured it'd be a waste to just leave after that long drive. I might as well meet him here.
Might as well.
Certainly. You can stay at the parlor in the meantime, ma'am. I'm sure it won't be long before our guests arrive.
Plus, I've got 2 people in front of me. The note says pass it on to 5. Boom, I'm already taking care of 2 of them. 3 to go.
And Isabella,
I'm on a roll.
I left a few documents in my car. You know where I keep those.
I do? In your car.
Can you please get it for me?
I can. Rose takes a glance at her wristwatch before tossing me a set of
And
keys.
hurry. We've still got a few minutes to double check those papers.
For sure.
Okay, got it.
The 2 of them disappear behind the parlor's door, which I'm guessing is to the right. I don't know. Their departure brings with it a stillness to keep me company, neither welcoming nor comforting. Alone, like this, it's impossible not to think of what really happened. I wish the memory isn't as elusive as it normally is. Then again, Rose already said she didn't receive any call from me. Was it just paranoia? A temporary lapse after having heard all those tales about this place? You know damn well you did not imagine that ghost in the attic. You know this, Isabella. Don't play these games with me. Probably. I want to think of it as such. Better to think of it as such so I can work in peace. Except a small part of my mind begs to differ. And if I'm going to be completely honest with myself, I want nothing more than to leave this place as soon as possible. I don't know what's in this house and I don't want to know. I am happy to pass it on to somebody else to deal with. The keys Rose have just handed me dig into my palm, its jagged edges creating shallow ridges on my skin from how hard I'm clutching it. It's a reminder of what I still need to do and why I've taken this job in the first place. Hugging my blazer closer to my body, I exit the house to get what Rose has asked of me. Just a few more hours, Isabella. Sell the house, get the money, leave the town. I am still suffering from a concussion. A flock of people have already gathered in the mansion's front yard by the time we officially open the doors. I'm not sure whether I should feel baffled or underdressed standing in their presence. Men and women of wealth and status, all dressed to the nines in fancy suits and lovely dresses of varying colors, compose the medium-sized crowd. Their necks, arms, and fingers are adorned with silver and gold, glinting in the afternoon sun. Some even have ridiculously fancy feathered hats on their heads. I really hope there aren't any magpies living nearby. Like in the stories, those birds will have a field day in this. Oh, who doesn't love a good magpie field? They are murmuring among themselves, looking at the estate's facade appraisingly, with some arguing about whose mansion has a superior architecture. But most of it stops as Rose calls for their attention. They don't look too pleased at being ordered around, but what can they do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos.
Howdy ho!
We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
Yeah, we want nothing to do with the first floor. Hearing this, a few wander to me. They are mostly old ladies who seem daunted at the idea of climbing all those stairs. Now, I'm not judging by appearance yet. I will not make that mistake, but that looks like a guy. That doesn't look like an old woman. Oh, wait, no, they're going with her. That's right. They're going to the first floor. Miss McCullough also joins our group, but what really catches my eye is the elegantly dressed pair she approaches.
It's so nice to finally meet you. When Chief Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in town, I knew I had to get you.
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
That's creepy, man. That's creepy, Draco.
Oh, you know each other?
Not at all, ma'am.
You mentioned something about a Marianne on our way here, darling?
Oh, yes, I think I did.
You did not. They're cheating. I'm jumping to this negative conclusion. Maybe she did mention it and she just forgot, right? Right? Ah, they must be the client she was talking about. I might have seen their faces somewhere before. Some magazine or the television. I can't quite remember. But then again, most of our guests have likely ended up on the news one way or another. I won't be surprised if these two already have. For people who are popular though, they aren't dressed as loudly as the others, and in their simplicity, the couple stands out. The woman in particular is stunning enough to turn the heads of most people in my group, especially the men with wondering eyes. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind though. And if I'm going to be a bit bolder with my assumptions, I'd say he's basking in the attention. Look at my trophy. Both of them, in fact. I think they are brother and sister if it wasn't for their public display of affection. Gross. The matching rings on their fingers just cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. My only sunshine. Whatever. Couple or not, what's important is we get this deal closed before the current owners can even think of canceling the listing and force me to be stuck with the house and the letter and the passing on the note and the death and the murder and the... I just hope one of the people in my or Rose's group is brave and generous enough to buy this mansion. I hope they're brave. And so, with papers in hand, I lead the way. Alright, it is October 21st still and it's in the afternoon. When they aren't whispering among themselves or going ooh and ah over one thing or another, they ask questions. From how the restoration process went to the history of the place, I answer them all, more than happy to talk about the art pieces and architecture, mostly. However, I'm careful not to mention anything about the urban legend, because I'm a dick. Not a good material for sales talk, even if the entire population of Luxburn knows about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty.
Even the glass thing. Colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope.
The stained glass in the back.
Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancé of Lady Charlotte Ermengarde. The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it. It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
By the time I've stopped talking, her attention is already elsewhere.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
That's hilarious. The mansion is too small. It could be bigger. It could be much bigger. Instead of 32 rooms, let's get 64. Then it'll be okay. Also, his voice sounds super young.
Well, I think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, Mom.
I thought she said mom for a second. Why is the story updated? What just happened? I didn't do anything, so it's a timeline? What about the timeline? That just tells us about the couple. Luke and Hannah Wright, famous couple. What about our relationship? Whose relationship just went up? Marianne. Oh, our relationship with Marianne is better. Although I didn't do anything, but okay, cool.
But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything. Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
Knock out a wall here, put a plasma screen here, fish tank over there. I hate those doors, replace them modern contemporary. Loving the changes. I like everything about it except I want to change everything about it. The rest of their conversation gets lost in the chatter of our companions. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but their sheer interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh, please, please, please let these guys be the one. Also, please, please, please don't let this room turn to a bloody mess again. Eventually, our group reaches the kitchen, because that bloody mess, that could damper cells. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put in retaining the room's classical appeal. Very, very rustic classic. The open hearth at the end of the room in particular looks amazing, like the ones I've only seen in fairy tale books where children get eaten. And mad props to the cleaning crew. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the soot and tar staining the bricks and how much of a pain in the arse cleaning this can be, they still managed to pull this off. Or make it look presentable at least.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
Hopefully no dead bodies.
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
This is the first time the guy in gray speaks up. Mr. Luke Wright. My memory supplies from the forms they signed earlier. His sudden attentiveness catches me off guard. Since the start of the tour, only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in this place. But this time, something lights up in his eyes at the mention of the undercroft. Yeah, he likes a good undercroft. What's so interesting about a basement? I really don't understand rich people sometimes. He said it. He wants wine. He's a drunkard. He wants wine. He wants to drink. Right now, he just gives me the impression of a child who has seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. I've always found it cute whenever I see children act that way. My younger siblings, especially. On a grown man? It's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
It's a lot of wine.
Truly. And the room, how was it built?
With a shovel.
The bricks that were used to build the cellar have been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room.
Nice.
It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
It
Yes.
keeps the corks in good condition.
Right, the corks.
Oh, love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here.
Appropriate.
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
You got plenty of it. It's a mansion. And this isn't big enough?
If it's space you're worried about, sir, the Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it. We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
There's a contemplative expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he has started to show interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. Got him. I may not completely understand how these people's minds work, but I sure as hell know how to spot a buyer with sincere interest. Score! I can't wait to tell Rose. The rest of the tour goes by without a hitch. After more than half an hour, we're able to cover almost every room on the ground floor and are heading to the parlor. Funny, the first time BRC had us survey the property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. Now, I can't even bring myself to care, no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe this is just my excitement over a possible sale. Probably a lot of money about to be sold here. I mean, given. The ambient sounds come standard in every room, so you know you'll have that. You'll never feel alone in this big place. You see there's no TVs, that's because we have the ambient ghost sound, so perfect, don't worry about that. When we reach the parlor, however, an odd feeling washes over me. It starts off as small goosebumps on my skin, a feeling of being watched intently. Also, is it me or the couple on the wall kinda little bit look like the couple that wants to buy this place? Like there's some semblance there between these two people, or these two groups. Whispers in my ear and shadows dancing, lurking in every corner of my vision. Dark silhouettes that are gone when I turn to look. A chill settles down my spine, making me feel sick, and I start to break out in a cold sweat. Oh, put a mask on. I can't do this. I need to sit down for a moment. The old ladies in the group have been requesting for a break anyway. If I can just...
Excuse me, everyone? We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we've prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
I let them sit while I retreat to a quiet corner to recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. It's not what you think. I probably just caught Becca's cold. Don't think about it. I'm left alone for a good while, the same words spilling out of my lips in a silent prayer, until a hand taps my shoulder.
Hello, you there?
Ma'am Wright. She don't have a first name?
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you. Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
Do you care, honestly?
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
Isabella, actually. But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am Wright?
Ma'am Wright is really her name.
Please, just Hannah. Call me Hannah.
Ah, there we go. Hannah.
I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
Today, you can have it. My brain completely stops. The sick feeling plaguing me is suddenly gone, replaced by utter bewilderment. Is this a joke? She looks at me expectantly as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, you see... But we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. We haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion.
She really wants this place.
A sale would be great and all, but...
She stops me from speaking any further and puts a hand on my shoulder. For a moment, with her tight smile, she looks as if she has tasted a particularly sour lemon.
Oh, please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem.
Oh, well, in that case, it's $1 billion.
And just between you and me, This place is better off with us than with some old lady who will probably just fill it up with cats.
That's ageism.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, Ma'am Hana. I'm sure there's more than enough space here if you want pets.
They want wine, not pets. Perhaps I'm still not feeling well, but really, what's wrong with cats? More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Well, I'm more of a dog person.
Hey, me too, can't complain, but I have a
But
cat.
you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon.
Did I get married in grade
And it
school?
would be so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us. Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork.
That's all you had to say.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am.
Stop, Isabella, you're shooting yourself in the
I
foot.
don't really think that would be necessary
Take the extra and the
or
bonus.
appropriate.
Get ahead.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves.
We're talking about getting money, extortion.
What would the people think, darling?
That she wants the house.
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
I try not to wince when her nails dig into my shoulder. What the fudge? I can't help but send an imploring look at Miss McCullough, who only gives me an apologetic smile and a shrug.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
She wastes no time in taking the papers from my hand and shuffles through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is going to be so angry at me for letting her do that.
Wonderful. And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time.
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
They gonna tear this place down.
Isabella.
Right. It's a lovely name, Isabel.
Nah, it's Hannah.
It's Isabella.
Yes, that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your superiors too, and... What's this?
Oh, we can tell we're gonna be best friends with her. Achievement unlocked, D-list horror prop, huh? A look of confusion and disgust appears on her face. Turning to her husband, he merely shrugs in reply.
That's, an interesting work of art. Not to my taste, though. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete overstatement for this garbage. It looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
What are y'all referring to on the paper?
Shush, love. Let the girl do what she pleases with, what do they call this? Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month.
Oh, how dreadful.
You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled.
I don't know if she should take that as an offense or not, but I'm gonna go with probably.
But I'm sure you'll know what to do with our walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, Ma'am. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your tastes.
Yeah, stand up to her.
Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to always work with a palette.
What?
I'm quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
It's my turn to be puzzled. What do they mean? Rose and I double-checked everything. That's 3 people right there! I only need 2 more! I didn't even have to do anything. Are the papers I handed not enough? I wanted to ask what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up, but with the way Ma'am Hannah's leading the conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what will happen if I do interrupt her.
That's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's done with it.
Definitely seems like she's made up her mind. They bought the house. Basically, she owns the house at this point. She's not even, there's no questions.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
A smile is back on her face when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of
I
paper.
would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, people might get the wrong impression. Anyway, as I was saying...
Now, if she did get the letter that says help me all through it, and then at the bottom says please send this to 5 people, the 5 people thing might throw this theory off here, but the help me part alone would make me go, okay, this girl is in danger. I probably shouldn't say out loud that she says help me on this piece of paper. We should probably take this seriously and see if we can get her away from everybody, see what the hell is going on. But then at the end, the 5 people would be like, okay, no, she's playing a joke on us. I don't hear the rest of what she says after that, but I can only stare down at the paper, at the letter in my hands. The sides crinkle in my grip and my breathing grows labored. Dread quickly fills my mind.
Isabella, are you all right?
Another name I don't know.
You're looking pale.
Who is this? Oh, it's Rose. I didn't even notice when Rose's group joined us in the parlor. I want nothing more than to say that no, I'm not all right. I want to leave this place because I remember everything as clear as day. This letter and that woman in the attic. It's real.
Letter. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Look at her eyes, dude. They are intense. Careless. I've been so careless. How do I even tell them without looking? I've gone mad. Should I even tell them? Show the letter to Rose. Don't show the letter. This is interesting. I want to build the story. If I show the letter to Rose, she may believe me. She probably won't. She's going to think we're crazy. Relationship's going to fall. Don't show the letter. This isn't the time to show the letter yet. It's going to be nothing. Or should we show the letter? Ooh. I trust Rose. This is going to hurt. I blurted out before I could think twice about what I'm going to say.
We need to get out of here. This place is cursed.
Crap. This is going to seem terrible. Rose cast a nervous glance at the people in the room. Oh, that's right. Oh, we're doing this in front of everybody. And on top of that, she said if we show any kind of like weirdness, we're going to the hospital. Crap. Most are still engaged in a conversation with their peers, but those curious enough to turn their heads in our group's direction have been given her trademark saleswoman smile. A tight expression is on her face when she pulls me aside.
We've already had a conversation about this weeks ago. Those are just stories.
I got a letter.
And I'm telling you that it's not. I saw something in there. It's not human at all.
Or it was.
Thought it was just nothing, but isn't this letter proof enough?
She gently reaches out to pluck the paper off my hand. Without even taking a glance at it, she folds it back neatly. Well, you could have looked at it.
Look, I'm really getting worried about you. I know you want to see this open house through, but your condition is more important. Give me a few minutes to wrap things up here, and I'll drive you to the nearest hospital.
Look at the letter at least. Be courteous.
No! You don't understand! There isn't a condition, Rose. No concussion at all. I'm fine.
We shouldn't have showed the letter, but too late now.
Isn't, and you're being stubborn about it.
Before Rose could open her mouth for a retort, a hand lands on both our shoulders, pulling the two of us a distance closer.
Now, ladies, what seems to be the problem here?
Nothing, sir. I just had to clarify a few things with my colleague.
Y'all both have green eyes.
Well, it certainly seems intense. A smile fits the two of you better, in my opinion.
Where's your wife out?
Especially darling little Lily here.
Who's Lily? He gives my shoulder a gentle squeeze while an inscrutable smile spreads across his face. Who the fuck is Lily?
It's Isabella, sir.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Of course. But my point still stands. And with two beautiful ladies here, I'm sure.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if you remove your pretty hands from her, darling.
Got big dog. Also, they got blue eyes. Why did that both characters have green eyes and then there's blue eyes over here? Is that on purpose? The pressure on my shoulder lifts as soon as those words leave his wife's lips, while the scowl on her face is like a splash of cold water on me. We didn't do it. It is also impossible to miss the displeased frown on Miss McCullough's face. The realization that we might lose the sale because of my outburst instantly dawns on me. Rose will be beyond pissed.
I think I need to step out for a while.
We did the best we could.
I'll be back.
Bowing my head, I mutter a quick apology and gather my stuff to make a quick exit. It doesn't matter if this place is haunted or not. I've caused trouble, and Rose can be quite unforgiving of behavior like this. In fact, let's just look at our relationship right now. Guaranteed it's gone down. Yeah, minus right there. But it's not... Wait. That's Marianne. That's the wrong person. It went down with Marianne. Rose is... Where the hell is Rose at? Rose doesn't even matter. Okay, so it's just Marianne that we really messed up. I'm almost at the door when she catches up to me.
Isabella, wait.